from the assembly in San Francisco, California for the new moon Libra coming up this Saturday. So, we're really in the Libra season. We're officially in Venus season. And this is definitely the time when we're a little bit in the dark because the moon is waning, the energy is lower. A lot of people had health issues that are getting resolved from Virgo season, and we're ready for the moon to start waxing again because that full moon in Pisces with Neptune was quite brutal on the immune system. And so if you're still recovering, you'll be looking forward to getting back into balance. We had the equinox yesterday, the autumn equinox, and I did a workshop here actually at the assembly, and we did a lot of work around the 4 quadrants of the horoscope, which I recommend for everyone to really look at those 4 cardinal points, starting with Aries as the cardinal, the 4 cardinal points starting with Aries as the self, Libra as the other or your relationships, Cancer as your home, and Capricorn is career. So we're always trying to balance all of those energies, self and other, home and career. And those are the 4 cardinal signs and the changing of the seasons. So it's an excellent time to really focus on what's out of balance in those 4 arenas. So maybe look to your chart and see also where those cardinal signs fall, and that this is a time to really work on the balance. But of course you could also just look at your 1st house, 4th house, 7th house, and 10th house, because those are the 4 major quadrants in your life that you're always returning to. You're always returning to yourself. You're always dealing with relationships as your mirror, home as the base, and career as, or what we're here to aspire to, the energy we want to leave in the world or create in the world. So this is the time at the equinox during Libra season where we really focus on balance, and this new moon on Saturday is all about coming back into balance. So in preparation for that, we want to look at what's out of balance so that we can set intentions to bring in more balance. And of course, since Libra is a partnership sign, we're looking at our relationships. Of course, it's also the sign of justice, and we've got a lot of news around impeachment this week, which isn't surprising considering the strong justice theme and what has been completely out of alignment with justice in our political situation here. But we want to look also personally where this might play out, like where things have gotten out of balance, where we need course correction, where we need to even the scales, because Libra is the sign of the scales. Speaking of which, I'm going to even out my necklace, which is crooked. Libra does not like things out of symmetry. So yeah, this is a really important time for us to look at what's gotten out of balance. And I've been referring a lot to the goddess Ma'at, the Egyptian goddess, who at the end of your life, well, in Egyptian mythology, at the end of our life, she would put your heart on one side of the scale and the feather on the other, and the heart is supposed to weigh less than a feather. So if you lived a good life, your heart would remain lighter than a feather. Otherwise, that was the deciding factor. If your heart was heavier than a feather, you were carrying something in the heart, guilt, burdens, shame, whatever it is that the heart was not able to rest and feel light. So that's our karmic work right now with Libra. Like, how do you lighten your heart? How do you come back into balance? And how do you really honor others? How do you live karmically, meaning with the awareness that everything you do comes back to you? And how do you treat others the way you want to be treated? This is really the Libra theme. The golden rule, right? Treat others the way you would like to be treated. So during this new moon in Libra it's going to be on Saturday. Now in Pacific time, it's 11:26 a.m. On the Pacific coast, West Coast time. And we're also, the big aspects are, right before that we had a Sun Chiron opposition. So we're healing a lot of our really deep wounds in the Aries part of our horoscope. So there could be issues around anger or assertiveness, or just where we don't feel like we're really in our authentic self, primal self, where we feel like we've been tamed a little too much. And then the other big aspects, we've had a lot of squares to Saturn, because when we're in Libra season, we're going to have some tension from Saturn. So there's been a lot of course correction that way, or just, I should say karmic correction, maybe is a better word than course, because it's more about karmas and relationship and evening the balance sheet, right? The give and take, the reciprocity. These are all big Libra themes. So this is a time for us to really look at not just how we want others to treat us, but more importantly, like how we want to partner, how the energy we want to give, we want to pay forward. This is the time to look at how we are as a partner and what we bring into our one-to-one relationships. So if things are out of balance or out of sorts, this is your opportunity to really get things back into balance. And take time to look at that. Take time to look at where you could create more harmony or flow. And if you don't like the way things are coming back to you, to look at maybe what you've been doing to contribute your half of it. Because it's always a polarity with Libra. So everything's a mirror. It's like the month of mirrors. Think of it as like the house of mirrors right now. And set your intentions, for the next 6 months. Oh, it's getting really loud out here, so I might have to cut this video a little short. So maybe I'll come back on and make a little bit longer video, but at least this is a start to prepare for Libra new moon. I'll come back with a longer video as we get closer. Thanks so much.